All right, guys, so Atlanta is pretty cold right now, hence why I look like, I don't know, some hipster slash whatever, yoga pants and so on and so forth, house shoes. This is what construction really looks like in the freezing cold. You just don't care what you look like and you put it on camera. That's not necessarily the case, but that's the case when you get Brandon G. Thompson. So this property here, I've actually had it for a few months. We had it in the late fall, so we had already had all fresh landscaping, but you see it's dead, it's wintertime. I had a contract fall through on the home. There's nothing wrong with the house, but we had a first-time home buyer that contracted it, and she was spooked and she decided not to buy it. So now I've got to figure out what I can do to get this home sold, or maybe even dump it off my list or portfolio list. But anyways, come on, I'm gonna show you a tour of what all we've done to this property. So you got the brand new metal roof, which I know you can't really see from here, but this is an old farmhouse. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath farmhouse. We put a brand new roof on, brand new gutters, and what we did was we wanted to give it that appearance like it's on several acres, even though it's not. This one's like 1.5 acres. We wanted to give it an appearance like you could just set it on like 18 acres. So that's the feel for this home when you sit inside. It's not too elaborate like some of my flips in Atlanta. Like we'll go over the top with customization like crazy for a $600,000 home. But this property, we had a $30,000 budget. We bought it for, I don't know, I'm thinking $55,000, probably put 30 grand in it or so. But this property specifically, we did an add-on. It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. We converted to a 3-2. And you'll see we had to put a block foundation on. This block foundation wasn't here. We put a block foundation on it because it had that underpinning kind of look, not underpinning, but it had like a lattice look to it, and that allowed animals to get through, so we blocked it off. Of course, you got your condensation line that pumps out all the condensation from the humidity and stuff when the HVAC is running. This is a starter home, completely cheap, so we didn't really go elaborate with the landscaping, and it's been raining, so this is not the best representation of my work, but in all reality, it's a cheap starter home that we're selling for like $140,000, and people just be happy to get into a home. This is like a first-time home. Brand new HVAC. So this right here, believe it or not, that is the extension off to make a second bathroom. So we built off to the back of the home, and then this whole area from side to side is it's the brand new bathroom for the bedroom. So this was an oversized bedroom that we framed up on the inside of the house. I'll show you guys in a minute, but we sectioned it off, framed it up so that we can split it and make it an additional bedroom. So instead of one big room, you've got 2 rooms. Now this one, this third bedroom becomes the master with a bathroom. All right, so back here, what I like about this home specifically did not have a deck. So this was a sunroom. We put a doorway on this side and built this deck off. And it came out pretty nice. Like I said, this home has been sitting here for about 8 months. I'm ready to dump it. You know, if you do volume flipping like I do, you're doing 50, 60 homes a year, you'll get a dud. This is what I call a dud. You expect it to do really, really well. You think you're gonna make $40,000 off of it, but for some reason it just doesn't sell. And then when sorry, that's my phone, but when people contract it and they back out, then it becomes like stigmatized in the market, like something's wrong with it. That wasn't the case with this one. This one is a beautiful little country farmhouse flip, but it does have that stigma that people have seen it under contract, now it's back in the market. Now you're trying to replace it with new pictures and so on. And that's kind of, we're trying to figure out how to sell it and still make a profit. But if I still have it in like 60 more days, I'm gonna dump it and get it off the portfolio and buy all brand new homes. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. You have 50 flips, 40 of them make you money, 10 of them you break even, and maybe even 1 of them you lose money on. Doesn't necessarily happen that way all the time, but I did lose money on 1 last year. But you're volume flipping. You make your money over volume. Some you'll make big money, some you'll make less. Well, hello. Welcome to my humble country farmhouse flip. This home specifically has about 1,000 square feet. And you see, I do have low ceilings. This is not a middle-sized, middle-priced home or a luxury home. This is as cheap as it goes. All the sheetrock here, all brand new sheetrock. The home was gutted down to the studs, so we put in as much as we could to make it look fresh and clean. We did like a tan paint job, little rub bronze fixtures, stipple the ceilings. You know, in a small starter home like this, you know, you're doing volume flipping. I'm not gonna like, you know, go crazy with the replacing the ceilings and stuff. The ceilings were actually pretty functional other than a ripple here. But believe it or not, this property right here, we busted out this wall. Or maybe it was right here, I don't remember. We busted out a wall somewhere. We did a really good job of hiding it, but farmhouse flip. We got the 1-bys here all the way around, painted it, new windows, and brand new cabinets. We got the shaker style cabinets. I don't know where my light switch is, but that's all reality. I've got like 30 homes on the books. This is a shaker style cabinets, so they're cheap, kind of farmhouse type of cabinets. This is the look that everybody loves on this side of rural Georgia, about an hour outside of Atlanta. So we got the white subway tiles, the granite tops, and some stainless steel appliances, and voila, you've got a really nice home. Added a touch with putting the microwave hood vent in. Most starter homes don't have that. We put that in. A lot of people use just regular vent hoods in this price point. We went ahead and replaced that. So this right back here, this is just a little sunroom. We thought it would be kind of cool to leave it. I had a thought of turning it into a 4th bedroom, but if you see, it's just such a small footprint. So what we did was we decided to split it off and relocate the laundry room from one side of the house, because it was in the back side. We decided to relocate it right here so that it'll be away from everything in the kitchen where it was right adjacent to originally. But that's that. Another thing, I said something about the flooring earlier. This is LVP flooring. This is cheap. It's as cheap as you can get with giving it a modern, sleek look. It's laminate plank, vinyl plank. And you basically just go right on top of the subflooring, and there you go. You interlock it with some quarter round, some base, and it's a great cheap fix. You don't have to put real hardwoods in. You don't have to do that in a price point like this. I would say in Atlanta, Georgia, 150, maybe 160 and less, you can do vinyl floors in I guess in the higher price point. Go and transition into some hardwood floors and upgrade a tile. So this property here, this is where it gets really kind of cool. We put in a new door and new panel box. I think my light bulb was out. One of the agents that were showing it probably left the lights on. Probably why my bills are being high, I don't know. But this property here, you add a new, actually I think this, believe it or not, when you're flipping houses, when you're flipping houses, you may want to keep certain elements. Like this property here, I want to say this piece was original and we didn't change it out. I mean, it looked clean enough and it was a way to save money. And I didn't have a big budget in the first place. So we left that, put new tile in, vanity and granite countertops, mirror and light fixture, and so on. Now we did change out all the light. All of the doors. These are carriage style doors. And a lot of people use 6-panel in the cheap house price point. So I like to give them a little oomph, a little bang for their buck, and put in the carriage style doors, and we paint them gray. This is something we do here down in the South to give it a quick, like I said, some quick bang for the buck. Now this is the add-on. So this, Joel is really tall, and these ceilings are probably making him claustrophobic. But this wall wasn't here originally. This was one big room back here, and we decided to split it off and to make it a 3rd bedroom so that we can have a master back here. So now you have your master, even though it's a smaller bedroom, it's sizable for a master for this price point. And then what we did was, like I told you guys outside, we added on and we put a new shower in, new bathroom in general. The cheapest moisture fan you can put in. It's noisy, but you walk in, you got a brand new bathroom. A little dirty because I've had some traffic from agents. We need to have our cleaner come over here and do a touch-up cleaning. But this is the perfect starter home flip. We go in and throw it together. I mean, It's a great property, nothing fancy, but it's something better than what, this is thermal expansion, guys. This is where we mortar the joints and the cold has gotten to the property because it's been sitting for months without people utilizing the heat. So this is not shitty work. This is actually just thermal expansion because of the temperatures. In Georgia, it's really, really humid. And if you're not constantly using the HVAC for the appropriate temperatures, you're gonna get some thermal expansion. This home has already cracked once on us and we had to go in and do a touch up on it. And it looks like it's starting to crack again just because nobody lives here. So that's humidity coming up from the crawl space. And when you have the HVAC, it pulls through the floors and it kind of corrupts your walls a little bit, some of the seams and stuff like that. But of course, you see we got the cheap, like I said, the cheap oil rub bronze light fixtures, all commercial grade, nothing, I'm sorry, all cheap builder grade. We got the cheap Frigé carpet, nothing too elaborate, not a big padding underneath, and all new electrical outlets and so on. So that's the flip. We do have one more bedroom, but it looks exactly the same. Brand new thermostat. And this is what $30,000 gets you in a flip. New paint, new roof, a little bit of a block foundation, a $500 landscape job, paint, flooring, framing up a wall, a small add-on to make a bathroom, and so on. So, but yeah, thanks for looking at this property. If you want to find more tips like this, find me on Instagram. Brandon G. Thompson is my handle, and I'm constantly doing Insta stories all day long, and I'm posting about my deals, and I think you'll really find it very informative. Thank you.